You are tuned to Kennett Zenith Cablevision. Thank you for watching. It's time for talk. Each evening at this time, Monday through Friday, Rosemary interviews local personalities and others who bring items of interest to this community. Time for Talk is a community betterment service designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program. Tonight, Rosemary takes us by means of portable camera out of our studios and maybe into your neighborhood. And now, it's time for Talk.
We feel very fortunate to have been here in Moscow at a very historic time in their periods of history. We have been showing you scenes from tanks going down the street, which was a very fearful time, to hearing that the political scene had changed to the democratic form of government. The people are very happy. But unfortunately, in that exchange, in that period of 3 days, there was loss of life. And we have shown you the sites and the commemorative spots that people are throwing flowers for the young men who have died. Now, today, this is a Saturday, and we are going to another demonstration, this time on Red Square, and this time in honor of those men to pay last tributes. And all of these people, in fact, the buses stopped way short of downtown. The buses stopped. We must walk across this bridge of the Moscow River, and you see here the Kremlin and the cathedral towers of the Kremlin. It's a very beautiful sight. Those golden onion domes glisten in the sun, and the three big red stars that are in evidence here. In fact, it was interesting to me when I read that most of the buildings that occupy the inside of the Kremlin are religious buildings. They are cathedrals that have been built over a period of the centuries that Moscow has stood. We're going to attempt to go into that Kremlin this afternoon, but right now we want to follow this crowd as it goes, and as there is a demonstration in Red Square, and then as they go to the place where they will bury the young men. We're in Red Square. People have been streaming into here from every metro system, from every bus route, from every trolley bus, and this square will soon be packed completely full with people. There are flags, there are many signs. Most of the flags, of course, are of the white, blue, and red of the new Democratic Party that has swept into power. But as we said today, they are paying tribute to the young men who have died as they attempted to stop the tanks.
Of Russian Orthodox Church. They are singing some, as I think, songs, blessing the perished who died during the military coup.
The eternal flame that burns here in this Russian park just off of Red Square, this is their tribute to the tomb of the unknown soldier. You see the helmet with the red star, and you see the banner and the hammer and sickle, of course, on the tip of the star that is indicative of USSR. And as if the banner has been draped and his hat has been put atop. This is their eternal flame and tribute to the tomb of the unknown soldier. And you hear in the background, as the masses of people are listening to an American whom I do not know, and the crowd is so large I cannot see, but you hear an American speak, and you hear the Russian translation in the background. And I'm sure it is commendatory of the action that has taken place with very little violence, and the good sense of the Russian people in choosing this democratic form of government and to not go back into the old hard line of communism? No. And you are a veteran of World War, the Great Patriotic War?
Вы ветеран Великой Отечественной войны.
Ask him where he did fight.
Где вы воевали?
Where did you have battles?
Где вы воевали?
Смоленск.
Smolensk?
Новгород.
Новгород.
Старая Русса.
Старая Русса.
Now, is this,
Pskov.
who do you fight? Do you fight Hitler in Germany?
В Германии с Гитлером воевали?
You were fighting with Hitler's Germans. Fighting.
Yes.
Ask him if he lost many of his friends.
Потеряли ли вы много своих друзей? Потеряли ли вы своих
Слишком
друзей?
много.
Many friends.
Наша дивизия ополчения
12,000 of soldiers, and we left 50. We were left only 50.
12,000
Alive.
men and to 50? Only 50.
And only
on
50.
women.
Only
women.
50. And you, men and women? And you are one of 50 who
И
survived.
вы один из 50, которые выжили.
Да.
Yes. Let me shake your hand. Thank you.
Скажите, что здесь лежит сын 7-й гвардейской дивизии,
I hope you are able to see the eyes filled with
воевал
tears.
целый год.
He was fighting with those men the whole year, with those soldiers the whole year.
Thank you. Thank you. Спасибо. The eyes are filled with tears. I hope you were able to hear that voice as it speaks from 1944 to 1991, and the tears are still there as we remember. As we leave this place of tribute, the crowd will march to the gravesite where the young men will be buried. But there are policemen who line the walkway to keep people off of the park grounds from trampling everything that is here, because with this mass of people, a park could almost be destroyed if they walk on everything. So there are policemen in evidence at every place, and a huge group of policemen stand together just across the way, waiting to be dispatched to whatever point that they must help the crowd to exit. Well, we have bought many tickets. We are here at the Kremlin. We are ready to go inside, and this is only a portion of the tickets that we've been able to buy. Now, we are able to take the tour inside all of the museums and all of the cathedrals inside this Kremlin wall. We're able to take the whole tour to see everything there is in here. I've taken the crown jewels and everything for 21 cents for all of us. For 3 people, we're able to go inside and see everything for 21 cents. For rubles, and this is the price for still many public things here in Moscow. Very inexpensive to eat. A cup of coffee costs 1 cent. A coffee and a cookie costs perhaps 1.5 cents. Things are very inexpensive here, but you cannot find anything to buy. That's why I'm still wearing my clothes, that the only thing I have here, because the baggage has not arrived. We have bought tickets. We have walked a quarter of a mile to get to this entrance, only to be told that we can't take our backpacks in. And so Victor has run back with backpacks and has to go all the way back the quarter of a mile and then come back. Seemingly no signs saying you cannot take these in. There were a group of people standing here who also were in the same situation. They arrive at the gate and find there is no place to put your backpack if you have it, and so you are forced to go back. This seems to be the Russian way of life. Well, with much difficulty we found the entrance, and the tickets we thought that were to everything, we find out are not to everything. And from one end, the extreme end, the tickets we have are for the other end. And evidently we probably have tickets for only some of the museums and churches. That is yet to be seen. We wanted you to see, as we passed, this beautiful sight inside the Kremlin wall, the cathedral towers of the Kremlin, these are called, and they dominate the city. You are able to see these towers for, this is on a hill overlooking the Moscow River, and you're able to see these onion-domed towers for many miles. And the spires that have been built on cathedrals through different periods of this Russian history. Inside this bastion of communism for 70 years, there are still cathedrals that were here before and are still here. The second cathedral in here with the spires also, the third cathedral looks like a little bit later in architecture and style. Beautiful. We have asked about the gold atop these onion domes, and we are assured that it is part gold that is up there and that it is polished. They are able to polish. It is not a paint. It is able to be polished to keep its sheen.
What does it say there on that?
And these, we ask our Russian guide here to help us to know what the writing says, and he cannot read this. This is Old Russian, he says. Old Russian. It's the Ivan the Great Tower, and the tallest one here you see is 81 meters high. And nothing can be built in this Moscow area taller than this 81 meters. Nothing must top this or be built higher. They are crowned in one cathedral here. They have been crowned, the czars were crowned in one cathedral and buried in another. And we are going into the cathedral. I have no idea how light it will be, but we will try to look around for you. But from where we were standing a moment ago, you were not able to see probably the most fabulous sight in here. Brick with ceramic layers around and very beautiful ornate structures top. These are really worth seeing. Many sights inside this Kremlin wall, and I'm sorry that every time we go into a beautiful cathedral, the Church of the Cathedral of the Assumption we have just been in, and Russ raises his camera to take a picture, and some little lady tugs at his arm and says, "Niet, niet, 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 niet," which means no, 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 no camera, no photographs, she says. But outside, they will let you take a photograph inside this Kremlin wall, and this is known as the Tsar's Cannon. And it was built in 1586. 1586, and it gives the name of the architect. And in 1835, the bottom part was put to it, somewhat, the carriage, the iron works and some sort of metal. But the barrel itself is bronze, and the barrel weighs 800, no, the caliber of the barrel is 890 millimeters. That's the caliber of the barrel. And it weighs, the barrel itself weighs 40 tons. Am I deciphering this correctly? 40 tons. And the carriage itself weighs 15 tons. And guess how much the cannonballs weigh? The cannonballs weigh 1 ton each. Wouldn't you like to see men struggling to load cannonballs into this thing? I would really enjoy seeing it done. And these are the buildings that house all of the committees, all of the important meetings that take place here for the government of the USSR, all housed here, all general meetings held within these walls.